Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swami.
Hari Om. Very good singing, very good bhajans. Both of you, good job. Hari Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastum Navidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavitvaram Vasudev Vasutam Devam Kamsa Chanunamardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Hari Om. Salutations and namaskar to everyone on this auspicious day of Makar Sankranti. It is a tradition in Sanatan Dharma that when Brahma Vidya, knowledge of the higher self, is received, we give something back as a token of appreciation, and especially Brahma Vidya. We call in our tradition this giving back to the teacher as Guru Dakshina. You can see I have my cap and my winter clothes and my ochre robe, everything. It is generosity of, people like you. So many people actually are eager to offer orange clothes and, everything. I have to tell people, please don't give me. I have so many clothes and I don't know what to do. I cannot just distribute orange clothes to people. They will be petrified if they get it. So I'm very well taken care of. Bhikshas, clothes, food, shelter, everything. So in our tradition, Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Chitram Vatataror Mule. This Dakshinamurti Bhagavan is beautifully seated underneath the Vatataror Mule. Vruddha Shishya Gurur Yuvan grows to Mauna Vyakhyanam Shishyastu Chinna Samshayat. The Dakshinamurti Bhagavan sits underneath the banyan tree, and he's ever young. He's young because Jnana makes one immortal. So there's no death. That's why he's called Dakshinamurti. He has faced the southern direction of death, and that Yama who dwells over there can never approach Dakshinamurti. So the Guru is young, Vruddha Shishya Gurur Yuvan. And this Guru with Maunam, Gnyan Mudra, he gives us knowledge. So what can these great rishis give to Dakshina Murti Bhagavan as Guru Dakshina? He requires nothing. We heard the song, he's a Chidambaresha, Nataraja. He dances in the space and Chideva Ambaram. His clothes are the dishas, all the directions. He requires nothing. Yet, just for the gesture of Gnyan Mudra, the rishis ever bow down and they say, if we will surrender our life in the service of Vedas. This is the Dakshina that rishis give to Dakshinamurti for acquiring this knowledge. And Sapta Rishis in every kalpa, they are ever present because they vowed that as Dakshina, we will be present to make sure that Veda Adhyanan goes on and the teaching of the Vedas go on. So this day and age, what is the Vata Vriksha? The camera in front of me. This blue screen behind me. I have, if you come over here, and this is like a studio, those people who have seen, I have these spotlights. I feel like, an anchor person in NBC Evening News getting ready because there's nobody over here. And these lights and camera and the zoom. And I was just reflecting upon when this COVID started. I said, from where Dakshinamurti Bhagavan and where have we come? I have a laptop and high speed communication and these spotlights. And thank God there is no makeup artist over here. For Basma and Kumkum, what makeup artist? So thank God that person is not here. But this is the upadhi of Chinmaya mission now. So to maintain, our satsangs go on. Right now there are 77 people. So I can see how, who's there, how many are there. And last few days, 100 and so many people from all around, even different countries, people are dialing in. So whatever Guru Dakshina you want to offer, it is only for the yoga and kshema of this mission. That's all. The mission requires this entire setup for the prachar to go on. This mission itself is the banyan tree. And you see all different acharyas in so many different languages. They were speaking on Bhagavad Gita. And I was just so humbled that Pujya Gurudev's work, one man who left Kerala and went to Uttarkashi and met another great guru from Kerala, Taponji Maharaj. His Aradhana day is day after tomorrow, 16th. And look how many sparks they have created, and it will go on. So it is support of people like you who continue to see value and worth in Chinmaya mission. The link will be sent over there. You can see in the chat, the link is already there. Whatever you want to offer as Guru Dakshina, you can offer. The mission who's hosting these talks is our Chinmaya Mission, Pittsburgh. They don't have a resident monk over there. and whatever is given will be used for our mission activities. I thank you all for your support. Hari Om. Blessings of Gurudev and great Mahatmas, Bhagavan Krishna, may we always be in the Chhatra Chaya of these great Mahatmas and Gurus and Bhagavan. Annavan annado bhavati, mahan bhavati, prajaya pashubi brahmavarchasena, mahan kirtya swastirastu. We are seeing the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday, I left off discussing shlokas 6, 7, and 8. Bhagavan says, Ye tu sarvani karmani mai sanyasya matparaha ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya veshita chetasam. Those people who bring their mind to me, Arjuna, I am ever available to these people. Bhagavan says, Bhavami Nachirat Partha. So in no time I arrive over there. But what is the qualification? Ye tu sarvani karmani. Those people who offer all actions, mai sanyasya, offering everything to me. And offering it to me, mat paraha, mateva param. So this thinking about this Bhagavan and looking at this entire world as Jagataishadhi, Yukta Sevanam, looking at this whole world as Bhagavan, Mat Paraha, Madeva Param, that I alone am the highest that way, Ananye Naiva Yogena. This takes a while for every single thought to dawn in our mind. With Bhagavan in mind, it requires colossal effort, but it can be achieved, it can be done. So, I had talked about this. In the interest of time, we have to move on. That 8, Mayeva mana adatsva, May buddhim niveshaya, nivashishyasi Mayeva, ataurdvam na samshaya. So, Bhagavan, what he is saying, Mayeva manadatsva, May buddhim niveshaya. So, what Bhagavan is trying to tell us is, instead of being world dependent, people dependent, situation dependent people, we should become God dependent people. We should depend upon Bhagavan. This should be our buddhi. That is called Mai Eva Mana Adatsva. Usually the mind goes in search for support, emotional support, feelings, emotional, psychological, mental, all this. The mind has a tendency to belong. It yearns to belong to someone. And thus we seek out relationships. And even when relationships go sour, we don't give up on relationships. We end one to start another one. Because this is the nature of the mind. So instead of becoming dependent on the objective reality, Bhagavan is saying that Mayeva mana adatsva, lead the mind to me. Why are you depending upon the world of objects? Why are you depending upon other people? Trust people, but depend upon me. That's what Bhagavan is saying. We should not lose our trust and hope in humanity. But we should be absolutely dependent upon Paramatma for all our well-being. For he alone is the upholder of this entire world. So, Mayeva Manadatsva, lead this mind to Bhagavan. Mai Buddhim Niveshaya, take this intellect to me. And the intellect looks for cause. Why did this happen? Why me? Why is it that these people are doing better than me? The Buddhi is continuously asking why. Like a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old kindergartner. Why? A teacher also runs out of all the answers. Why? Why is water like this? The teacher is like, boss, water is like this. But it's the inquisitiveness of the little kindergartner. They are learning about the world for the first time. And it is a genuine question, but there's no answer for the kindergarten teacher. She doesn't have an answer for it. Just because God made it like this. That's all the teacher can say. Where is the God? Oh, God is in the temple. Oh, I went to the temple. I never saw God. How did you see God? Oh, you didn't do darshan? I did darshan, but I didn't see God. So that cause hunting is the preoccupation of this buddhi. So we have to take the buddhi. I heard something very beautiful. Gurudev had asked a question about some Maya and Jagat to Tapovanji Maharaj. And Tapovanji Maharaj gave a stern look to Chinmayananda and said, have you come over here to learn about Maya or Brahman? Ask questions about Brahman. And Maya, you learn to accept. But we do the opposite. We never question Brahman. We only question about Maya. There are no answers about Maya. That's why she's called Maya. Ya ma sa Maya. That which is not, she agatita gatanapatiyasi Maya. She makes the impossible possible. So if we try to question and try to understand Maya, we will never understand Maya. So Mai Buddhim Niveshaya. Buddhi has to be led to Ishvara Tattva, Brahma Tattva. Buddhi should not be led to the prapancha. Buddhi should not be led to the fivefold manifested world of plurality. Buddhi should be led to Paramatma. Such is an intelligent person. The true intelligence is to make the buddhi sukshma, subtle. The tikshna buddhi comes from all different types of practices, but sukshma buddhi rises when we learn to internally contemplate on the higher and we lead this buddhi towards Bhagavan and endowed with Shraddha, which time and again, when we embark upon, it itself turns into bhakti, devotion. And that itself turns into the object of contemplation, meditation. Thus, the answer given in Kaivalya Upanishad is Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana Yoga Davaihi. May you come to realize this Brahman by the method of Shraddha, Bhakti, and Dhyan Yoga. That Dhyan Yoga is what Bhagavan is referring to over here, Mai Buddhim Niveshaya. It will take time, slowly, but this is where we have to lead our intellect to. Nivasishyasi Mayeva. May you come to, upon leading the buddhi over there, dwell in it. Not that you think about it and then you come back out and start dealing with the world of prapanch. No, lead the buddhi over there and dwell in it. Nivasishyasi. Mayi eva. You find your dwelling place in Bhagavan. That's why we teach children, khate bhi Ram kaho, chalte bhi Ram kaho, all this. While eating, you chant his name. All these continuously. Pashyan, Shrunvan, Sprushan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Shwashan, Pralapan, Unmishan, Nimishan, Ahahaha. All these, fifth chapter, Bhagavan talks about every moment we can lead ourselves to Paramatma. This inner dwelling in Paramatma, nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdvam na samshaya. Here on, there is no doubt that I will come. So, we saw Bhagavan said the fifth step about absolute knowledge, difficult, but we have to tread it. And if that cannot be done, then look at this whole world as Paramatma and lead your mind into this entire world, which is the appearance of Bhagavan itself. It is a pratima of Bhagavan. It is the very form of Bhagavan. So now Bhagavan is saying, if you cannot do that, then so different levels Bhagavan is leading us to this bhakti. So from shlokas this 9 to 11, Bhagavan is leading us to different steps, methods to help us fix our mind in Paramatma, in devotion, in bhakti. Continuing, Atha chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mayi sthiram abhyasa yogena tataha mamichhaptum dhananjaya. So Bhagavan is saying, Atha chittam samadhatum mayi sthiram na shaknosi. In case, Arjuna, if you cannot chittam, this mind, mayi. Now, mayi over here, what? As in the previous shloka 6, 7, and 8, what Bhagavan had talked about is the step 4 of upasana of this entire universe being the form of Bhagavan. Aneka Rupa Ishwar Dhyanam, that continuous dhyan, meditation, thought process, invoking Bhagwan in all names and in all forms, if that is difficult, if Mai Vishwarupe Sthiram Bhakti Chittam samadhatum na shaknosi, in case if you are not able to fix your mind, Arjuna, in me as this very universal form, then tataha, then abhyasa yogena Bhagavan Dhananjaya, hey Dhananjaya, Arjuna, you practice abhyasa yogena tataha mam ichhaptum Dhananjaya. Mam ichhaptum, the desire to reach me, you can fulfill that by abhyasa yoga. So what is abhyasa yoga over here? So now Bhagavan said the fifth, this Gnyan one, difficult. Then the fourth one, meditate upon everything as Bhagavan. If that is difficult, then Bhagavan says the third one. The third one was Ishta Devata Upasana. That is called Abhyas Yoga. What is Ishtadeva Upasana? Do a small puja of your own personal God. It may be a little shaligram, you offer little water, little milk, you do some abhishekam with Purusha Suktam, Narayana Suktam. If you don't know Purusha Suktam, Narayana Suktam, no problem. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You can chant Bhagavan's name and do that. And after that, you can offer Chandan, Kumkum, Akshata, chant different names of Bhagavan. And if one of these names speak to you after doing the Archana and Deepam and the Agarbatti, Deepam, Naivedyam, quietly sit and think about the Narayana who has appeared in front of a little Shaligram, and think about the glory of Narayana, the Chaturbhuj Narayana who sits Shantakaram, Bhujagashayanam. He sits in the coiled bed of serpent. What is this serpent? The serpent is none other than time. It is a time factor. And he finds his abode in it. Bhujagashayanam, Padmanabham. And from the navel rises this lotus which houses none other than Brahmaji. Who is Brahmaji? He is the Shrushti Karta, he is the creator. So the time is what he sleeps in, he provides the time and he provides the space. The space is Brahmaji, the time is the Sheshanag. And the time and space creates Ananta Koti Brahmand. And this Narayan Bhagavan and all wealth of the universe is surrendered to the feet of Narayan Bhagavan, symbolically Lakshmi ji seated over there. And they are seated on this Sheshanag, suspended in the ocean of milk. The ocean of milk is a symbolic representation of, if we see the picture of galaxies from far away, it looks like white twirling giant mass. That's what he's seated on. Time and space spins continuously, and Bhagavan is seated over there. The light emanated creates a halo of white milky ocean, and that is Narayan Bhagavan. The whole universe is nothing but that. So meditate upon that. That is called over here Abhyasa Yoga. Abhyas is leading the mind to a name and form akar of one Bhagavan. Ek Devata Dhyanam. Verses in Shloka 6, 7, 8, Aneka Rupa Dhyanam. In all that you see, Arjuna, take your mind to me. In all that you see, take your buddhi to me. If that is not possible, then just do Abhyas Yoga. Abhyas Yoga is, you don't have to do it 24/7 in all places, but take out some time, and in that time, you spend with me. Either Shaligram Upasana you do, Shivalinga Upasana you can do Devi Upasana, so many things you can do, Bhagavan is saying, but Abhyasa Yogena Yadi Mam Ichhaptum, in case if you want to come to me, if desire is there to reach me, O Dhananjay, you are going to have to do this. That is why Bhagavan is saying, Atha chittam samadhatum na shaknosi. If this mind is not available to meditate upon me in all the time, all aspects of your life, then you practice Abhyas Yoga. And this Abhyas Yoga is the Ishta Devata Upasana. Because there are a lot of vasanas. And if the mind, intellect complex is bombarded by the pressure of vasanas, then the mind cannot meditate upon Bhagavan. So, Ishta Devata Upasana is, oh Lord, let me sit down, do some Upasana, and then when I come out of my worship, I can tend to the desires which I am treading on the path of dharma. Dharma, artha, kama, the Chaturvida Purusharthas are for the sake of the fourth one called moksha. So, dharma is for moksha. And artha, what we acquire, should be used towards dharma. And kamana should be given up so that slowly, when desires, kamana is given up, the pressure of kamana, when it goes, the mind is easily able to take to Abhyas Yoga. So dharma, artha, kama, moksha, these Chaturvida Purusharthas, when they are aligned properly, Bhagavan said, you will be able to reach me. Continuing, Abhyasepya samarthosi matkarma paramo bhava madarthamapi karmani kurvan siddhima vapsyasi. So now Bhagavan is saying, yadi, in case Abhyasa Yoga api. So Ishta Devata Upasana of the previous shloka, shloka 9. So in case if Abhyase api asamartha asi, in case if you are not capable of doing the Ishta Devata Upasana, Ishta Devata Dhyanam, then over here Bhagavan is saying, Tarhi mat karma paramam paramo bhava. Then Bhagavan is saying, if you are unable to practice this Abhyas Yoga, then mat karma paramo bhava. Offer all your karmas to me. Because the pressure of vasanas is so much that the mind, intellect, equipment is continuously driving the physical body for karma, action. Thus, Bhagavan is saying, mat karma paramo bhava. Learn to offer all the actions to me then. Before you embark upon the journey of doing actions, engaging in actions, invoke me. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. O Lord Ganesha, please be nirvignamastu. Please remove all the obstacles. O Mother Saraswati, inspire proper thought process so that action can be carried on properly. And hey Guru, guide me so that I don't lose myself in this world of, Bhagavan calls it over here, Mrityu Samsara Sagara, in this vast ocean of death. May I not get lost in it. So, remembering Bhagavan, we embark upon all our endeavors. It may be going to a grocery store to pick up milk, but the minute the ignition is hit in the car, that Vinayaka, which is there on the dashboard, I look at him, I seek his permission. Please allow me to successfully reach the grocery store. These upasanas allow us to connect with this world. I may be going for work. Let me reach work safely. And we bow down to Ganesh ji. So many things we can do to remind ourselves to do mat karma paramo. How do we nobilize our actions? So this is over here, Bhagavan is saying the second step. If the third is not possible, then Bhagavan is saying, then the second step, and the second step is learn to offer all actions to me. Nishkama karma. There is a lot of vasanas are there pushing upon the equipment. So over here, madarthamapi karmani kurvan siddhimavapsyasi. And Arjuna, if you do this, madarthamapi, for my sake, you do all actions. Because sitting down and meditating, you cannot do. Higher than that, remembering me as the glory of this whole universe, continuous meditation upon me. Fourth step you cannot do. Third step you cannot do. So you have to be active, because the mind and the intellect, they have not yet taken on to the flight of meditation. So the rajo guna has to be exhausted. Bhagavan says, then engage in action. But engage in action for my sake. Madarthamapi karmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. So when you do it, kurvan, by doing this, siddhim avapsyasi, you will get moksha siddhi. Now, please don't think immediately just by doing this we will get moksha. What is meant is, when you do nishkama karma in the second step, your mind and intellect will become pure. And the purity of the mind and the intellect is, the mind will become quiet and intellect will become resolved. And the quieter the mind, the greater will be our ability to do upasana. What is upasana? Meditation on Bhagavan. Invoking Bhagavan in our mind. We can invoke Bhagavan in a little turmeric mound, in a Shivalinga, in a little Shaligram, in a Sri Chakra, so many places. But to actually invoke Bhagavan in the mind and keep him over there all times, that is the highest upasana, is to dwell in Ishvara consciousness. Oh Lord, continuously remembering. Why? So that we don't create new vasanas. We remain far away from it. The mind has become quiet. Vasanas have been exhausted up to an extent by doing karma yoga. And the phala of karma yoga is vasana decreases up to an extent, mind becomes quiet up to an extent, and to that extent a person can meditate and take advantage of small little worship. I'm seeing all these children sing before our classes every day, and behind them you will see little altars in everybody's home, which is so beautiful to see. But to see that altar every day, to sit down, light a lamp, a little agarbatti, offer some naivedyam, and quietly invoking that Lord in the mind and keeping him or her over there is the actual upasana. Everybody should have the sannidhi in the home. But the sannidhi has to be practiced to create a sannidhi inside. Outside sannidhi is to create a sannidhi temple. The outside temple is to invoke the inner sanctum sanctorum where he lives. And we have to invoke him over there. So Bhagavan says, if you cannot, this karma yoga fruit will be, your mind will become quiet. So you will meditate upon me on the inside. And the more you meditate, then you will be able to look at this world, an effortless meditation going on about me. And after that, when you get to Upanishad class, the minute you hear the Upanishadic mantras, na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam, naima vidyuto bhanti kutah ayam agnihi, tam eva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. The very words itself create a clear understanding of what the light of awareness is. It is not an actual light present in the sun, the moon, the stars, the lightning, and the diya, but it is the light because of which all five of this are there. And that light, because it shines, everything shines, including the buddhi which has invoked you, O Lord. And that light in me enlivens this entire equipment, because of which I know. And the mind becomes silent in the invocation of that light. There is nothing else remaining. To reach over there, Bhagavan is saying that is the siddhi, but that siddhi will only come with knowledge. And we all have to walk this path. Each one of us, regardless of whichever religion one practices, doesn't matter, not just in Hinduism, anything. Idea is mind has to be controlled, captured, and conquered. Conquering of the mind is the silencing of the mind. Doesn't matter. Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, whatever. We must come to capture and apprehend this mind. This is the only equipment with which we will be able to see infinity. We have no other equipment. So this equipment we have to prepare, and this is the second step of preparation, is what Bhagavan is saying. Upon this, Bhagavan says siddhi is available. Now Bhagavan is saying the next shloka. Athaitatapyashaktosi kartum madyogamashritah sarvakarma phalatyagam tatak kuruyatatmavan. Bhagavan says, Atha etad api ashaktah asi. Even if this you are not capable of doing, step 2. Kartum mad yogamashritah. If you are not capable of doing this karma yoga of offering all actions to me, then Bhagavan is saying sarva karma phalatyagam. At least Bhagavan is saying give up all sarva karma phalatyagam, renunciation of all fruits of actions. Tatakuru yatatmavan. Bhagavan saying that you become self-controlled and give up all fruits of action. Actually, this is a tall order to give up fruits of all actions, because everybody is running around in this world to acquire something, to attain something, to achieve something. And because of the desires, people are pushed into action. Now, one hand, there is a desire that pushes one into action, but the push is there because there is a need, there is a want, there is a desire to acquire. And upon acquiring, to relinquish that, it is difficult. If we give that up, then we would have even given up the desire. So actually, the way I understand this is give up worries. Give up worries. Do action. Let desires poke. Let desires poke us. Let desires take us into the path of karma. But let there be no worries and anxieties. Our worry and anxiety to acquire objects, situations, people, things, power, position, it destroys us. Forget about reaching Bhagavan. We will be driven flat by the world of objects. The beating we get is for just treading this path of desires. What to do? Difficult to give up desires. Bhagavan Krishna himself has said, nobody can remain a moment without doing any action. Na kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma krut. Karyate hyavashak karma sarva prakriti jai gunaihi. The gunas of prakriti are going to push us to do action. Bhagavan says, approach action intelligently, give up worries, and become self-controlled. We use words unnecessarily. We use words unnecessarily. We speak unnecessarily. We use excessive words in emails, in our text messages, in our communication. And this becomes a cause of our destruction. Yogasya prathamadvara vang nirod aparigraha. Shankaracharya ji has said in Vivek Chudamani, the first step into the life of yogahood is vang nirod aparigraha. Give up the excessive use of speech. And aparigraha, this desire to grab and to hold on to things, start giving that up. This is the first step of bhakti, is what Bhagavan is saying. Become yatatmavan, become a person of self-control. Look at the speech. Look at all the intakes, the movies which are watched, the music which is heard, the food which is taken in, the places that we go for vacationing, the people who we hang around with, that all fits into Yata Atmavan. See who is contributing to your hindrance. What is not allowing you to progress on this path of yoga? Arjuna, you examine. Become Yatatmavan. See where you are leaking your energies. In the winter months, we try to find, energy efficient homes by sealing the windows and the door cracks and, so many things that we do to make the home energy efficient. What are we doing to make our body yoga efficient? How do we find efficiency in yoga? Well, we have to figure out where are our energies being drained. Talking too much on the phone, texting, social media. There's a whole documentary on Netflix as to how social media is ruining the very fabric of this nation. Now WhatsApp is on its way out. Something else is going to come. Don't worry about it. Don't worry that WhatsApp is going. This is unending. There are 1,000 ways in which we disseminate our energy gets dissipated. And then we don't have enough strength for our abidance in Bhagavan. Thus, Bhagavan, look, all 5 steps, how beautifully he has covered in 11 shlokas. So, this abhyas, we have to practice Ishtadeva Upasana, and now Yatatmavan, we have to figure out where we are leaking these energies and get them back at the level of the body. There are senses, Pancha Karmendriyani, Pancha Jnanendriyani, 5 organs of actions, walking and running and doing this and doing that and helping this person, helping that person. Okay, help, do all that, do karma yoga, exhaust all the rajoguna, but now come to conserve sattva. But if our sattva is exhausted, what are we going to do then? So at the level of the body, the vitality of the senses loots away our spiritual vigor. The energy of the mind, its inability to remain quiet continuously. Nowadays, when you give children time out, they are happy because they have time out with this gadget. The whole world is right there. There's no time out. What time out? The whole world out is here. So, unique creatures we have become. We can sit in front of a computer and Google and Netflix all day long. Dissipation of energy. What else? Mind is kept stimulated. Oh, I don't like this video. The billions of them are there on YouTube. Another one. Research shows that average attention span, if a video is more than 2 minutes, some 54 seconds, it is considered to be too long. That is how fickle we have become at the level of mind. So Bhagavan says, Yatatmavan. Reading, what reading? Reading, writing, completely gone. So, very unique world we are living in. This COVID has brought us to question a lot of things that we do. In a way, we are put in a jail cell and we have to figure out jail cell of our own home. So if we've used this time to get a grip on ourselves, traveling gone, meeting people gone, this, that, then what are we going to do? How can we raise this equipment? Fantastic time. So this is the beauty of this. Continuing. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat ज्ञानाद्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्. Bhagavan is saying that Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat. So, Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat. So, jnanam is superior to abhyas. Of course, abhyas is, the practice. And knowledge is, once you have acquired knowledge, it is just abidance, living in this knowledge. So, Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat and jnanat dhyanam vishishyate. So, greater than abhyas is the knowledge, and the knowledge that this whole world is Paramatma. And then Jnanat Dhyanam Vishishyate. Huh. So when we say Jnanat Dhyanam Vishishyate, greater than knowledge is Dhyanam. Now one may say, how is this possible? But what is talked about over here is Jnana Purvak Dhyanam. Knowledge, meditation supplemented with knowledge. So it is a knowledge based meditation. Achintyam avyaktam anantarupam shivam prashantam amrutam bhuta yoni tathadimadyanta vihinamekam. Kaivalya Upanishad talks about dhyanam, but the dhyanam, achintyam avyaktam anantarupam. These words, like how I was working them out at the level of the body, at the level of the mind, at the level of the intellect, conquering all those senses, silencing them, and entering tathadimadyanta vihinamekam vibhum chidananda rupam, this all pervading that I am. So greater than that is jnana purvak dhyanam. And dhyanat karma phalatyagaha. Bhagavan is over here saying this jnanava dhyanat karma phalatyagaha, to renounce actions, the fruits of the actions, karma phala tyaga. Bhagavan is saying, tyagat shantiranantaram. The shanti that we get from renouncing the fruits of action and to see the joy in somebody's face, it brings contentment. And that contentment will give you a glimpse of Shanti. So Bhagavan is inspiring us to do Karma Yoga. And the glimpses of peace, joy, and happiness that we see from Karma Yoga will allow us to relinquish more and more karma phala, give up more and more fruits of action. Thus, we will become more and more fulfilled. That fulfillment will create a quietude of mind, which will be filled with God meditation. And later on, God meditation with knowledge. So he gave a full sadhana over here, that instead of just mechanically doing it, instead of just mechanically doing dhyanam, proper karma yoga, if it is done, and if the fruits of action are given up, you will tyagad shantiranantaram. You will acquire peace, joy, happiness. Is it not that in Christmas time in United States, at least in the North American continent, before you go into these shopping malls and the department stores, somebody is standing outside with a bell, and Salvation Army person is waiting over there, and they're singing, "This is the season to be married. This is a season for joy. This is a season for happiness." Why? By giving, you become happy. Irony is, you're going to the store to buy for yourself, but outside somebody is asking that share something with someone. So what is bought from the department store will be even more sweeter, because this is the season to be happy, to be joy, to be married, to be giving. And whenever we give, there is a greater joy in giving than receiving. That is what Bhagavan is saying. Receive, we all want to. Who doesn't want to receive? Everybody wants to receive. But when a giver decides to give, and the receiver, on the other hand, is an appropriate recipient, he is humbled, and the giver basks in joy. This itself, Bhagavan says, are the seeds sown for bhakti. This is how bhakti grows. Now, the last portion of this chapter is just nothing but who is this bhakta? Just beautiful portion of Gita. So actual bhakti is done, the explanation of bhakti. Now, who is this bhakta? That we will see tomorrow. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit dukha bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Jai Shri
Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Om Swamiji.
Thank you Swamiji.
Namaskar.
Pranam. Namaskar.
Yes.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah, no comments.